Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to New Samurai Mode, where I play my best and then go over the game after. This is a Zerg versus Terran. I'm gonna mute myself and then play it out. Talk about what happened after the game. We continue.
광물 부족함. 광물 더 필요함. 광물 충분치 않음. 광물 부족함. 광물 더 필요함. 광물 충분치 않음. 광물 부족함. 광물 더 필요함. 새로운 여왕 준비됨. 대군주 더 군락지가 직접 공격받고 있어. 광물 충분치 않음. 광물 부족함. 군락지 여왕이 생성받고 있어. 성공. 광물 충분치. 진화 완료. 에너지 충분치 않음. 광물 군락지 병력이 공격받고 있어. 광물 부족. 새로운 여왕 준비. 필요함. 광물 충분치. 에너지 부족함. 에너지 충분치 않음. 군단 병력이 공격받고 있음. 광물 부족함. 여왕 생성 성공. 광물 군단 병력이 공격받고 있음. 새로운 여왕 준비됨. 광물 더 필요함. 광물 부족함. 에너지 부족함. 광물 더 필요함. 대군주 에너지 충분치 않음. 추가 에스핀가 대군주 더 생성해 여왕 생성 대군주 더 필요한 에너지 부족함 군단 병력이 공격받고 있음 대군 천막 총량이 공격받고 있음 군단 병력이 공격받고 있음 에너지 충분치 않음 에너지 부족함 광물 부족함 군단 병력이 공격받고 있음 광물 충분 군받아들일 수 없는 명령이 있음 광물 부족함 새로운 여왕 준비된 에너지 충분치 광물 충분치 않음 군단이 진화했음 베스핀 에너지 부족함 대군 에너지 추가 베스핀 가스 필요함 받아들일 수 없는 명령임 군단 병력이 공격받고 있음 에너지 부족한 광물지대 군단 병력이 공격받고 있음 에너지 부족함 광맥 에너지 충분치 않음 군단 병력이 공격받고 있음 군단 SP가 공격받고 있어야 군단이 진화했음 광물 더 필요함 유전자 변형된 군단 베스핀 가스 에너지 부족함 진화 완료 에너지 충분치 않음 받아들일 수 없는 명령임 광맥 광물지대 에너지 받아들일 수 없는 명령임 광맥 고갈된 군단 병력이 공격받고 있음 안된 불가능함 보급품 한도에 도달함 에너지 군단 병력이 공격받고 있음 변이 완료. 받아들일 수 없는 명령임. 에너지 부족함. 안된 유전자 광맥 소진됨. 군단 병력이 공격받고 있음. 안된 불가능함. 보급품 한도에 도달함. 받아들일 수 없는 명령임. 에너지 받아들일 수 없는 군단이 진화. 받아들일 수 없는 명령임. 에너지 부족함. 군단 병력이 공격받고 있음. 군단이 진화했음. 안된 불가능함. 보급품 한도에 받아들일 수 없는 명령임. 군단 병력이 공격받고 있음. 광맥 소진됨. 광맥 고갑 진화 완료. 받아들일 수 없는 명령임. 군단 병력이 공격받고 있음. 안된 불가능함. 보급 일벌레가 공격받고 있음. 군단 병력을 지대 공격받고 있음. 천막 종양이 공격받고 있음. 광물지대 변이 광맥 안된 불가능함. 보급품 한도에 도달함. 에너지 부족함. 안된 불가능함. 변이 한도에 도달함. 안된 불가능함. 천막 종양이 공격받고 있음. 천막 종양이 공격받고 있음. 안돼 유전자 변형됨. 에너지 부족함. 안된 군락지가 직접 공격받고 있음. 안된 불 추가 베스핀가스 필요함. 군단 병력이 공격받고 있음. 베스핀가스 부족함. 안된 천막 종양이 공격받고 있음. 안된 불가능함. 보급품 한도에 도달함. 천막 종양이 공격받고 있음. 광물지대 말라버림. 군단 병력이 공격받고 있음. 군단 병력이 공격받고 있음. 불가능함. 보급품 군단 병력이 공격받고 있음. 군단 병력이 공격받고 있어. 군락지가 직접 공격받고 있음. 군단 병력이 공격받고 있음. 광맥 고갈됨. 안된 불가능함. 보급품 한도에 도달함. 광맥 소진됨. 군단 병력이 공격받고 있음. 안됨. 불가능함. 보급품 한도. 군단 병력이 공격받고 있음. 군단 병력이 공격받고 있음. 광맥 소진됨. 안됨. 불가능함. 보급품 한도에 도달함. 베스핀 가늘천 소진됨. 광맥 고갈됨. 천막 받아들일 수 없는 명망이고 있음. 안됨. 불가능함. 보급품 한도에 도달함. 안됨. 불가능함. 군단 병력이 공격받고 있음. 광맥 소진됨. 안됨.
Why did I win versus Mech? Let's take an analysis break and see. Sad emoji. Why so sad, young Terran? Why so sad? Said the Neuro. I said why, and they said because I always win, which I don't. Not always. Maybe more than half of the time. But I distinctly remember several times that I've lost to this opponent. So I called them out on the factually incorrect assessment. Did you know that if I were to beat this opponent 8 out of 10 times, I would not be beating them every time? Think about it. Do the math yourself. So it's a Reaper opening. The Reaper killed 2 Lings. Not the end of the world. Got my 3rd up in time. Okay. I do have some metagame value that this opponent plays Mech every time. He usually goes for some kind of hellbat push at the start, which I'm going for again this game. It's gonna be a hellbat push. Watch out for those hellbats, you know what I'm saying? Heck 'em. Getting my lair, have my Roach Warren. You can technically defend this with Banes instead of Roaches. The thing is, Banes take longer to build than Roaches do. So during this, I went for a Ling run by. I don't know how this went because I didn't look at what the Lings did. But taking a look at it after the fact, we got a couple SCV kills and disrupted mining at the base and stopped gas at the base, so I think that was a good trade for me. Yeah, I killed 13 SCVs. Wow. Okay. Yeah, so after that opener, I'm pretty ahead. There is an attack here, and I did lose some queens, but overall the exchange favored me because I had Roach Queen to defend and Lings to attack. And the reason I send my Lings around there for people who are curious is because they would do nothing against the Hellbats. They would just die in one shot. So I figured, hey, sending them around is a good risk to take. They're not going to do anything against the Hellbat push anyway, so let the Queen Roach defend, let the Lings attack. No channel points today. Channel points have always been off for Samurai Mode days because I'm not doing different characters and redemptions and stuff, and I don't want to disappoint people. So tell your friends. If it's a Tuesday and there are no channel points, it's not a Twitch problem. It's a I turned it off temporarily. Your channel point count will go back to what it was as soon as I turn them back on. Thank you for your patience. We've got Hellions, we've got Banshees. The high Banshee count means that I can't really just kill them with Roach Ravager, even if I have a stronger ground army. It's kind of like defending with DTs, but they're like Sky DTs. Getting my third base saturated here. And then one of the main ways, as this opponent was complaining, I always beat them, is they tend to overcommit to tank production. Like, they make so many tanks, which if you go for ground and they have 20 tanks in their supply, it's gonna be hard to beat them. But if you have Spire and they overmake tanks and they only have a few Thors, you can make some big things happen. So here I'm just putting some units down at the 3rd and 4th base locations because I want to see when my opponent expands. They're taking a 3rd at about 8 minutes, which is a bit on the late side. Planetary here at the 3rd. So this is a very turtled up setup now. 3 bases, tanks, planetaries, basically all the things that young Zergs complain about. But I'm not going to give up. I'm going to saturate my 4th base. 84 workers against 68. Feeling pretty good. Taking a 5th base. Taking that 5th. Getting 2-2. Double attack upgrades. Going for the aggressive. The aggressive, your tanks are going to one-shot my units anyway, so I might as well have more damage strategy. Tanks are very good. And already we see 8 tanks in play. I'm breaking rocks now because my units want to do something with their energy and their time, and I can't attack into this right now. For obvious reasons. If I were to attack into this, I would receive only disappointment. This is why the Banshee defense is so nice. It's just constant pressure. Hydras end up not being the best just because of tanks and their damage upgrades and whatnot. Opponent has 4 Thors here. Can they fit through there? Oh my gosh, we have traffic problems. Alright, let's open more of these depots. The Burrowed Roach delay, nice. Okay, so my opponent is now setting up 4 bases, and I have 6 bases. 90 workers against 77. I'm abducting some Thors. Okay, that was a good trade for me. Being able to just take a trade with the Viper energy and then fall back takes a lot of patience, but it's a good way to chip away at Terran. Units lost tab almost favors me, which against Mech is basically like, it's favoring me. I have Corruptors now. I think the opponent decided to push whenever they saw the Corruptors because the Corruptors are not very good at fighting any of their units. Or it might have just been when he's maxed. I'm trying to understand when and why you push with Mech here. 20 tanks, I called it! 20 of them. The abducting the Thors actually helped my Muta switch. Okay, Ultra Slide goes in here. Trying to break up this defensive position a little bit. It goes so-so. I got the planetary, the turret, and the sensor tower down, so I got something for my troubles, but definitely favored the opponent for units lost. And then this is, I guess, their trigger for going for a push. And now look at the anti-air versus anti-ground here. If I were to make ground units against this, you pretty much always lose. And I have lost against this opponent, trying to make Roach Hydra or Roach Ravager or anything on the ground versus this. So in the production tab, I think I'm gonna make all mutas after this trade. So we're trading the ground stuff that we have with Blinding Cloud. We cleared the Banshee, which is good, and now I'm making 22 mutas. 22 muta against 2 Thor, and they're only 1-1. And then I wait until I'm maxed again, and then we go again. Look at the mini-map for that fight setup. Beauty. Alright, now the units lost tab should swing back in my favor. Let's go. Those tanks are heckin' dead. Big Muta switch. The nightmare of the Mech Terran. If they ever overcommit to ground, you could do a big Muta switch. If they overcommit to Thor, their army isn't quite as good versus like Mass Ling. So I have the flexibility of I can go Ling Bane Ultra, or I can go Mass Muta, or I can make roaches. I've got options here. And I think the most important thing in this whole setup is knowledge of my opponent's base count. Because that's how Mech can kind of run away with the game, is if they turtle up and they keep taking bases. The hardest point for a turtle player expanding is taking the base initially. Once the base is a planetary, it gets pretty easy for them. So here I get to just kind of ram it in. And I'm running it down mid too. I'm not going for this area again, and I'm not going for this area, and that's by design. Attacking into this is a boo-boo ouch time. Same thing about attacking into this. Attacking into this, I already learned about that. There aren't tanks here, but it's still a planetary. But down the middle, there's almost nothing. And shout out to our creep tumor that's basically at their base now. So that's why I won. We droned up. I countered with the Lynx when I saw a hellbat push. I got my saturation going, got up to 90 workers, got my hive. Was prepared to do a Muta switch in the case that they overcommit to tank, and we cleaned up big tank and then switched back into ground. Bada bing, bada boom. And that's it. And that's it. Do you default build a Spire versus Terran or wait for your scout to show you need air? You kind of default need to build it just in case of BCs and whatnot. Because BC switches are probably the silliest way for Terran to win a game in the late game. When they just port 6 BCs in the main and you're like, oh yeah, and then you're dead. Yep. That's the game.